CompTIA Cloud Plus Certification Exam Cloud Migration Questions. Question 1. Engineers reviewing Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal describe the intended behavior as follows: event-driven functions allocate execution resources only when invoked and remove persistent server administration. Which cloud model does this description identify? Option A, infrastructure as a service. Option B, function as a service. Option C, multi-cloud. Option D, private cloud. The correct answer is option B, function as a service. The described behavior supports the requirement to run short event-triggered code with demand-based execution. The choice is appropriate for Liberty Diagnostics because it acts on the requirement identified in the scenario, not merely on a related concern. The main risk of choosing a different approach is that a continuously running server would consume resources during idle periods. Question 2. Prior to expanding Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, administrators must expand and contract resources as demand changes. Which architecture pattern should they use? Option A, load balancing. Option B, a vertical scaling. Option C, elasticity. Option D, cloud bursting. The correct answer is option C, elasticity. Dynamic resource adjustment is a defining cloud behavior that matches consumption to current workload needs. The proposed use aligns with the workload constraint and supports a defensible vendor-neutral cloud decision. Conversely, permanently over-provisioning would increase cost outside peak periods. Question 3. Architects supporting Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal need the solution to package applications with dependencies while sharing the host kernel. Which compute architecture should they choose? Option A, microservices architecture. Option B, container orchestration. Option C, containers. Option D, edge computing. The correct answer is option C, containers. Process-level isolation enables rapid startup, consistent deployment, and efficient density for compatible applications. The choice is appropriate for Liberty Diagnostics because it acts on the requirement identified in the scenario, not merely on a related concern. The main risk of choosing a different approach is that full guest operating systems would add more overhead than the workload requires. Stressed about your CompTIA exam? We can take CompTIA exam for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. The current proposal for Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal has a drawback: a schema-flexible store may not provide the required relational guarantees. The team still needs to enforce structured schemas and transactional consistency. Which data-service choice should replace the proposal? Option A, a block storage. Option B, content delivery network. Option C, relational database. Option D, NoSQL database. The correct answer is option C, relational database. Relational engines support defined relationships, constraints, and atomic transactions for structured records. The proposed use aligns with the workload constraint and supports a defensible vendor-neutral cloud decision. Other options may be useful elsewhere, yet they do not provide the capability emphasized by this scenario. Question 5. Engineers reviewing Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal describe the intended behavior as follows: name resolution decouples clients from changing addresses and supports service discovery through records. Which network architecture does this description identify? Option A, public subnet. Option B, a virtual private network. Option C, network peering. Option D, domain name service. The correct answer is option D, domain name service. The described behavior supports the requirement to translate service names into network addresses. The scenario calls for this capability because the diagnostic results portal depends on the specified behavior rather than a general cloud feature. The nearby alternatives are less suitable because hard-coding numerical addresses would be brittle during scaling or failover. Question 6. For Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, the team must operate a reduced capacity copy that can scale after failover. It also wants to avoid a design where backup only recovery would not meet the moderate restoration target. Which recovery design offers the most appropriate balance? Option A, warm standby. Option B, multi-region deployment. Option C, recovery time objective. Option D, hot standby. The correct answer is option A, warm standby. Partially active resources shorten recovery time compared with cold recovery while costing less than full duplication. This approach gives Liberty Diagnostics the required behavior while keeping the implementation aligned with the workload's actual demand. Other options may be useful elsewhere, yet they do not provide the capability emphasized by this scenario. Question 7. For its diagnostic results portal, Liberty Diagnostics wants to establish governed accounts, networking, logging, and identity foundations. Which planning decision is most appropriate? Option A, a compliance assessment. Option B, landing zone. Option C, resource tagging strategy. Option D, dependency mapping. The correct answer is option B, landing zone. A standardized cloud foundation creates repeatable guardrails before application teams deploy resources. The scenario calls for this capability because the diagnostic results portal depends on the specified behavior rather than a general cloud feature. The nearby alternatives are less suitable because allowing each team to build an unrelated foundation would increase inconsistency. Question 8. Engineers reviewing Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal describe the intended behavior as follows. A desired state definition supports repeatable creation and lets tooling calculate required changes. Which provisioning practice does this description identify? Option A, declarative template. Option B, idempotent automation. Option C, a drift detection. Option D, modular infrastructure code. The correct answer is option A, declarative template. The described behavior supports the requirement to describe the desired infrastructure state in version-controlled code. This approach gives Liberty Diagnostics the required behavior while keeping the implementation aligned with the workload's actual demand. Conversely, manual console steps are harder to reproduce and audit. Are you looking for CompTIA exam actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access CompTIA exam study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get CompTIA exam answer key today. Question 9. Before the next production change to Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, the team must replace the existing application with a commercial cloud service. Which migration approach should be prioritized? Option A, repurchase. Option B, rehost. Option C, retain. Option D, phased migration. The correct answer is option A, repurchase. Adopting a new product can remove custom hosting responsibilities when business processes can adapt. In this scenario, the capability addresses the immediate design objective and avoids solving a different problem. The nearby alternatives are less suitable because migrating the legacy stack would preserve its maintenance burden. Question 10. For Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, the team must evaluate the release for vulnerabilities and insecure configuration. It also wants to avoid a design where availability testing alone would not assess confidentiality or integrity risks. Which release practice offers the most appropriate balance? Option A, a rollback plan. Option B, a canary deployment. Option C, security test. Option D, feature flag. The correct answer is option C, security test. Security validation reduces the chance that a technically functional deployment introduces exploitable weaknesses. For the diagnostic results portal, the governing factor is the requested behavior, and this approach provides it directly. The distractors are legitimate cloud techniques, but they address different requirements from the one being tested. Question 11. The current proposal for Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal has a drawback. Using a public endpoint would create unnecessary internet reachability. The team still needs to access a managed cloud service without traversing the public internet. Which configuration choice should replace the proposal? Option A, availability minus zone placement. Option B, security group. Option C, managed identity. Option D, private service endpoint. The correct answer is option D, private service endpoint. Provider minus private connectivity reduces exposure and can keep traffic on controlled network paths. In this scenario, the capability addresses the immediate design objective and avoids solving a different problem. A nearby concept would leave the central requirement unresolved even though it could improve another part of the environment. Question 12. Engineers reviewing Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal describe the intended behavior as follows. Application instrumentation links slow user experiences to methods, dependencies, and exceptions. Which observability method does this description identify? Option A is centralized logging. Option B, health check. Option C, application performance monitoring. Option D, baseline analysis. The correct answer is option C, application performance monitoring. The described behavior supports the requirement to measure code minus level latency, errors, and transaction behavior. For the diagnostic results portal, the governing factor is the requested behavior, and this approach provides it directly. By contrast, infrastructure utilization alone may not identify inefficient application logic. Question 13. During release planning for Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, engineers are instructed to remove unattached or ownerless resources after verification. Which optimization action should be implemented? Option A, orphaned minus resource cleanup. Option B, right sizing. Option C, budget alert. Option D, reserved capacity. The correct answer is option A, orphaned minus resource cleanup. Unused volumes, addresses, snapshots, and other objects can continue generating cost and risk. For Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, that capability maps directly to the stated technical requirement. A different choice would be weaker because ignoring resources after workload deletion allows waste to accumulate. Question 14. A proposed design for Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal will be approved only if it can capture data after coordinating application and file system state. Which recovery operation satisfies that condition? Option A, across minus region replication. Option B, failback plan. Option C, incremental backup. Option D, application minus consistent snapshot. The correct answer is option D, application minus consistent snapshot. Quiescing writes and flushing buffers improves recoverability of transactional workloads. For the diagnostic results portal, the governing factor is the requested behavior, and this approach provides it directly. By contrast, a crash minus consistent image may require longer recovery or application repair. Question 15. The current proposal for Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal has a drawback: terminating only the main instance could leave sensitive or billable artifacts. The team still needs to remove access, data, network records, licenses, and resources when retiring a service. Which operational practice should replace the proposal? Option A, runbook. Option B, change record. Option C, decommissioning checklist. Option D, patch maintenance window. The correct answer is option C, decommissioning checklist. A complete retirement process prevents residual cost, exposure, and orphan dependencies. For Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, that capability maps directly to the stated technical requirement. The decision depends on the stated constraint rather than on selecting the most broadly familiar cloud technology. Question 16. Liberty Diagnostics is preparing an update to its diagnostic results portal and needs to assign permissions according to job responsibilities. Which identity control is the strongest choice? Option A, single sign minus on. Option B, or role minus based access control. Option C, attribute minus based access control. Option D, separation of duties. The correct answer is option B, role minus based access control. Role minus based permissions simplify administration and support least privilege by linking access to defined functions. The design decision fits the diagnostic results portal because it targets the exact availability, security, deployment, or operational need described. By contrast, granting broad individual permissions would be harder to review and maintain. Question 17. For Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, the team must perform protected cryptographic operations using tamper-resistant hardware. It also wants to avoid a design where storing keys in ordinary application files would provide weaker protection. Which protection control offers the most appropriate balance? Option A, encryption in transit. Option B, secrets manager. Option C, key rotation. Option D, hardware security module. The correct answer is option D, hardware security module. Dedicated hardware isolates high-value key material and can meet stringent assurance requirements. The requirement is satisfied by matching the cloud capability to the diagnostic results portal's stated operating condition. The decision depends on the stated constraint rather than on selecting the most broadly familiar cloud technology. Question 18. Architects supporting Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal need the solution to restrict outbound destinations and protocols from workloads. Which network security control should they choose? Option A, bastion host. Option B, egress filtering. Option C, zero-trust access. Option D, distributed denial- service protection. The correct answer is option B, egress filtering. Outbound controls limit malware communication, data exfiltration, and unauthorized service use. Applied within Liberty Diagnostics' environment, the approach resolves the central constraint without expanding the solution beyond its purpose. The main risk of choosing a different approach is that focusing only on inbound traffic leaves an important path uncontrolled. Stressed about your CompTIA exam? We can take CompTIA exam for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. Engineers reviewing Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal describe the intended behavior as follows: location controls support legal and contractual requirements tied to jurisdiction. Which governance control does this description identify? Option A, legal hold. Option B, audit trail. Option C, data loss prevention. Option D, a data residency policy. The correct answer is option D, data residency policy. The described behavior supports the requirement to restrict where data may be physically stored or processed. The requirement is satisfied by matching the cloud capability to the diagnostic results portal's stated operating condition. A different choice would be weaker because choosing any available region could violate placement obligations. Question 20. A production-readiness review for Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal requires the team to document possession and handling of collected evidence. Which security response belongs in the plan? Option A, of threat intelligence integration. Option B, hardened image. Option C, root-cause remediation. Option D, chain of custody. The correct answer is option D, chain of custody. A verifiable record supports integrity and admissibility by showing who controlled evidence at each stage. The choice is appropriate for Liberty Diagnostics because it acts on the requirement identified in the scenario, not merely on a related concern. The main risk of choosing a different approach is that untracked transfers would weaken confidence in the material. Question 21. For Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, the team must restore a known stable release when health criteria fail. It also wants to avoid a design where continuing a failing deployment would extend the incident. Which DevOps practice offers the most appropriate balance? Option A, automated rollback. Option B, feature branch. Option C, continuous integration. Option D, a continuous deployment. The correct answer is option A, automated rollback. Fast reversal limits user impact and supports safer frequent delivery. The proposed use aligns with the workload constraint and supports a defensible vendor-neutral cloud decision. Other options may be useful elsewhere, yet they do not provide the capability emphasized by this scenario. Question 22. The current proposal for Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal has a drawback: a script that blindly appends changes could damage repeated runs. The team still needs to safely reach the intended state when run more than once. Which automation practice should replace the proposal? Option A, idempotent script. Option B, automated configuration drift repair. Option C, API-driven automation. Option D, secrets injection. The correct answer is option A, idempotent script. Repeatable behavior allows retries after partial failure without duplicating resources or settings. The choice is appropriate for Liberty Diagnostics because it acts on the requirement identified in the scenario, not merely on a related concern. The alternatives solve adjacent design or operational problems instead of the specific issue identified here. Question 23. Users report a problem with Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal. The team needs to confirm encryption parameters, peer reachability, and root exchange. After confirming the scope, which troubleshooting action should be performed next? Option A, verify effective routes. Option B, test hybrid tunnel status. Option C, check address exhaustion. Option D, review security-group rules. The correct answer is option B, test hybrid tunnel status. A site-to-site connection depends on both tunnel establishment and correct routing to remote prefixes. The proposed use aligns with the workload constraint and supports a defensible vendor-neutral cloud decision. Conversely, scaling cloud instances would not restore the private link. Question 24. While diagnosing Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, an administrator must determine whether compute demand is consistently exhausting processor capacity. Which diagnostic action should be used next? Option A, review autoscaling policy. Option B, review CPU saturation. Option C, analyze application traces. Option D, check memory pressure. The correct answer is option B, review CPU saturation. Sustained processor utilization with queuing can explain slow transactions and guide scaling or code analysis. Applied within Liberty Diagnostics' environment, the approach resolves the central constraint without expanding the solution beyond its purpose. The main risk of choosing a different approach is that adding storage would not resolve a compute bottleneck. Question 25. While diagnosing Liberty Diagnostics' diagnostic results portal, an administrator must ensure required networks, identities, or data services exist before dependent resources. Which corrective action should be used next? Option A. Examine pipeline logs. Option B. Review dependency order. Option C. Verify secrets retrieval permission. Option D. Inspect identity-policy evaluation. The correct answer is option B. Review dependency order. Deployment graphs fail when a resource is created before its prerequisites are available. The proposed use aligns with the workload constraint and supports a defensible vendor-neutral cloud decision. Conversely, restarting the pipeline without correcting dependencies may repeat the failure.